And one of the biggest questions I get with my JL is what am I running on the front end here? So today in this video, we're gonna take some time and go through everything that I'm running on the front end of my Jeep. If you're interested in any of the products, that way you can see what they are, and you can also watch installation videos on mostly everything that I've installed here. So let's get started. Now, I would say that arguably the front end of your Jeep is one of the most customizable parts of any Jeep or off-road vehicle. It's where everyone sees first, and it's obviously going to be the most useful section of your vehicle. Now with mine, I get a lot of questions when I'm at shows of all the parts that I changed and all of them that are running. So I'm going to give you a quick update here of everything that I have on the front end of my Jeep. I'll even kind of tuck it to the fenders here and talk about why I've installed all these parts and also what the main purpose of all of them are. Now, obviously on a Jeep, you can extremely customize the front end here. There's a ton of bumper options, winch options, lighting, and we have a lot here at CJ Pony Parts where you can go on and really customize the front end of your Jeep exactly the way you want it to look like. But today we're gonna go over what I personally run on my Jeep, talk about some of the features, and we'll get started. And the first thing that I'm gonna talk about is lighting. Now, I obviously love LED lighting on the front end of any vehicle. It completely modernizes it. Plus it gives you a ton of features. It gives you a lot of lighting for when you're on the trail and when you're on the highway or back roads. Now the first thing I've got is the Mopar LED Performance headlights on there. These are available on our website, and they are a great upgrade if you've got the halogen lights and really like that Mopar OEM look. I personally think that this is one of the best looking headlights, and that's why I'm running it on my Jeep. I think it's great, but with that, there is a little bit of a cost to it. These run at over $800 for the pair. If you're interested in swapping your halogen to an LED option, we've got a ton of other options too that are much lower cost and give you some great output and also some really cool looks. Headlights are really important too because you can really customize the way that the front end of your Jeep looks. We've got a ton of LED options. And moving on from that, I am running the rigid 10-inch adapt light bar on there. Now with the 10-inch bar, this gives me the customization to really go through and change it from all the way to a wide floodlight to a very narrow spotlight. This is also backlit with an RGB configuration, which I control from inside the cab and can change it to any color I want. I typically keep it at an amber if I'm gonna run it on the highway. That way it almost looks like the marker lights are right in the center, kind of like a Ford Raptor, one of the modern pre-runners. But this one is one of my favorite lights because it gives you everything all in one, and there's no need to really buy a ton of different lights. Now to keep myself legal on the road and be able to use a fog light, because I can't run this is off-road use only, I am running a set of the Diode Dynamics SS3 fog lights on here. Now these come in the yellow configuration, but they're also available in a Sport, in a Pro, and a ton of different other colors as well as designs. They're offered in a flood, in a spot, in a driving light, as well as the fog light here, which I'm running now. Now the way that we integrated this into the system was by using an adapter that plugs directly into your factory fog light connection and uses a Deutsch connector right into the back of this light. Now with that being said, these are completely DOT and SAE approved, and they also are working as a factory fog light. So if I turn my high beams on, they shut off, and if I turn just my low beams on, they can run and operate, so that is completely legal, and that's the way you should have them run. Now with all the lighting and everything else I'm running on the front end, the bumper that I chose to run on here is going to be an ARB stubby bumper. This comes with a nice 3-inch bull bar that goes over the top, as well as a durable 3/16" steel construction. This ARB bumper is feature packed, and I love the way it matches the body lines, as well as gives me options for everything that I need to run. I made some custom brackets up here for the rigid 10-inch. It came with the brackets here with the fog lights. There's a license plate bracket for the center if your state requires it. There's some antenna mounts here on the side, D-ring holes, and on the side there's even this port where you can put a high lift or an ARB jack. And then the last part is you can run a winch right in there, and it's nice and low mounted too, so you get as much air into there. And with having the Hemi in there, I need to make sure I get as much air into my rad as possible. Now this ARB bumper is extremely durable and comes with a nice powder coat on here, and the reason I chose it was because of a lot of the body lines, plus it's going to give me great protection on my grille with this nice bull bar, and it just looks aggressive. I like the way it looks. The bumper is one of the most important parts, and that's where people are very specific on what they like and what their taste is, but this personally is why I chose that bumper. Now moving on from there, I am running a Warn 9.5 CTIS. I've always run Warn winches on my vehicles. We do have a ton of other options here at CJ Pony Parts with synthetic lines that are a little bit cheaper. The Warn is on the really high end of the price range, but they do last a very long time. Now made it up with that, I've got the Factor 55 Fairlead as well as the Factor 55 ProLink right up front here. Now I love running those on all my Jeeps because it keeps me with a closed loop winching system, and also it just looks really good. You can customize these with any color. You can get them in red, blue, all sorts of different colors on the website, and really match whatever scheme you're going with your front end of your Jeep. Now that was a lot of talking there, and this is pretty much what I'm running up here. It is a lot of different components though, guys. And if you're interested in anything I just talked about, you can find them on CJ Pony Parts. But the last thing I wanted to talk about is going to be the fenders right here. Now, as far as fender flares, I am running the Fabtech steel fender flares. The reason I went with these was to promote this brand as well as because I love the way they look. This is one of the first true ones that includes this nice daytime running light as well as a side marker in here so that you stay legal. And what I really like about this is when you're not have the turn signal on, this is a bright white and you also have the running light on the side. And then when you go to the turn signal, it turns to amber and flashes the way it should. When you're done, it goes back. Now, that was a great feature that came in the Rubicon as well as many of the LED optioned other Wranglers and Gladiators, and the installation is super easy. Well, that's pretty much going to be it for the front end of my Jeep Wrangler. I hope that can answer some of the questions that you guys have. And a lot of the time I post on Instagram or other places, or the CJ Off-Road will post, we get a ton of questions about the Jeep and what specs we're running. Now with this, we are constantly changing. So this is going to be released in May of 2020. And from here until next May, I'll probably run a ton of different other bumper configurations, lighting, all sorts of other parts on here. And like I said, if you're interested in anything that we talked about today, as well as to how to customize the front end of your Jeep Wrangler, be sure to visit cjponyparts.com and check out all the parts that we have for you. If you like this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up and definitely subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, as well as great installation content. Until next time, guys, I hope you guys are staying home and staying safe, and I'll see you out on the trails.